Hey guys and gals, let's continue on with the second installment of Monkey Kids Team Hideout by LEGO, set number 8044. So last time we spent building some figures, and I have them in this soap container so we don't lose any of those, and we built part of this. So we're still working in manual number 1, and I was just getting too tired to work on this. I had other chores to do. So here we have our stickers. Kind of been slowly picking at this, and yeah, there's too many of those. And now we're starting with this bag here. So I already have it keyed up and ready to go. Yeah, so let's get started here. And I changed the angle to where it looks a little better than it did before. So let's dive right on in. So yeah, I'm still plugging away at this. And at least now we won't be bothered. It's late at night now. I always get those things. Why don't you do these in the daytime all the time? Well, now you know why, because I had to stop a million times earlier today to work on this. Okay, so get the lid out of the way, and we got to do a minifigure, and I think it might be 2 minifigures. I don't know yet. So we're just going to go ahead and pull out parts. I think it might just be 1 here. Looks like there's just 1. Alright, we can manage that. Yeah, so I'm glad to get some of this stuff done. Yeah. So she's got a double-sided head. Sorry about the quality and that kind of thing. Well, if I can get the man bun on correctly. Alright, there we go. And then she's got a white slope in her hand. I don't know if that's supposed to be dough or a loaf of bread or a paper towel. It's just that. And a carrot stick, or a carrot topper. That's an interesting piece right there. This set's got some pretty unique pieces, just stuff that I'm not really chomping to bits to get. Oh, I gotta find a green carrot stick. Now there's one. Okay, so I just got done editing a manual. If everybody remembers the wall-mounted flagpole, I mean, I'm talking about backing up all my manuals in written form, so I got a long ways to go. I'm over halfway done, and there's our minifigure. So at least I got the manuals done. So that thing there is what we're building next. So we're building a minifigure and something here. Alright, let's get started. So I'm going to try to focus on doing bags 5, 6, 7, and 8 in this installment. And I thought I had a smart device by me that has a clock. Well, apparently I must not have brought it over here. So we'll make do with what we have. And we got a golden frog. A little golden frog sitting right on top of this. Can you see what I'm doing? You know, I got to thinking more and more. I could just zoom in a little bit there and then that'll be it, huh? I don't know, I've never tried doing the zoom on this. I mean, I've used zoom on the camera, but never while I'm doing these live. So now I'm looking for a sand green slope. Probably lost in here. Well, I don't see it in here, and that's not a color I commonly have in my collection. I think I'm going to have to get up and find it. And, you know, just like with all these typical Lego sets, we're literally sitting here rifling through the big stuff to find that one little piece. So, hard to say where it went. Oh, there it is. I was ready to give up and go in my own collection, just get it out real quick. But yeah, I got my AFOL gift today from Lego for doing all the reviews, and I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but it's pretty cool. I can't wait to dive into it because we're going to do a build on it and stuff. But, well, I can't because, well, I'm doing this. So we gotta earn our keep. I mean, some people say this is supposed to be for enjoyment, but I'm a slower builder, so it's going to take me a little longer to build stuff than what most people can do. Coming up with mocks and tutorials is easy. It's building the rest of it is the difficult part. And that's reddish brown. We have to be careful with those. Okay. See if I can keep it to where you can see it better. That's why sometimes I like the camera overhead. It just makes things work a little better here. So yeah, I'm not as perky as I usually am. Daytimes is not too bad, but that's just how it is. So I did order some Lego sets. I think I already mentioned it in the last one. I ordered some parts, some leaf pieces, a Lego set. Some people may frown upon it, but it's got some really good parts. So, and sometimes after a while I don't really care what other people think. And I'm just here to enjoy the hobby, and that's it. And I'm trying to find, there it is. I think this is supposed to be like loaves of bread or something. Let me look here. Oh, okay. We got to get one of these here. Sometimes I don't even really pay attention to what's going on. And when it's dark brown like that, that's hard to see. Unless you have like a 1,000-watt bulb on it, but still, they need to start highlighting some of these pieces with darker colors. That's the point I'm trying to make when I write up my own manuals. If I'm having a hard time reading it or something like that, I don't expect you to be able to read it easily. All these big pieces, and what am I doing? Looking for the little tiny ones. So yeah, by the time you're watching this, you're going to see a bunch of these videos being released all at once. Because I film all my stuff in advance, but it doesn't matter because no one has seen it yet. Okay, so for this right here, these studs go in these tubes, so you want to make sure it's offset like this. It's like, well, how is it supposed to go in? But that's how it is right there on the edge. Okay, so it shouldn't be too bad, and it doesn't really wiggle. It's perfect, so I think it's supposed to be like a display counter. And we have, oh, excuse me, a white carrot, probably an onion or some type of vegetable. We have a chicken leg, so if you're looking for those, there you go. Put that in there. At least they're clipped in. Okay, and I don't know if you want to call this celery or a carrot top. Call it celery. Call it anything you want. Okay. That takes care of that. Yeah, I've been, like right now I just got done editing another set. These are all pretty much grouped. so I can mention it. And basically I edited the, I don't know, it was no, it was the Chinese New Year I just got done with. So right now it's already released, so it's not a big deal. So I like to mix them up. Right now I decided I'm just going to do all the really big sets first and work my way back to the small stuff. So like this one's got, I think, 1,586 bricks, so I'm just going to rack it up and get it done first. And then I'm going to work my way to the really small stuff. Alright, so we got an egg. Drop the egg in the barrel, make sure you don't crack it. So that's basically what it looks like in there. And that fits pretty good, actually. And a little stud flower. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm having a Monkey Kid marathon. I mentioned this in the last installment, and it's not really something I prefer to do. And that's going to get a sticker on it, which means it's going to get ripped off later on. And that is sticker 25. Yeah, I got it on there pretty good. If you put it on there wrong, you can always take the tile off and rotate it. So yeah, we're getting, if you put it up to the light like this, you can see we're getting more holes in the sticker sheet. That's pretty good. And we don't want to see any more of those. Yeah, I was kind of going through some stuff around the house, and thinking a lot of this stuff could be donated, so I'm setting up a pile. And no, I'm not donating Lego, but I am donating a lot of old stuff that I don't need. And just building up space for the future Lego room. So pretty soon, I'm hoping to have something a little more robust than what I'm doing now. So I have a bedside light and a bedside or an in-table speaker, and an old bed as a couch. And this white table will be replaced with a more of a professional grade light box. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Yeah, I still don't get a lot of comments on these, but then I have a few fans that complain about why does Lego do these things with the sets and stuff, and I don't know. Since we're more focused on that, let's just do that. So we need 16 and 17. 16 goes on this side here. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be very sticker haven. Yeah, I saw in the news in my area a lot of people were out snowboarding, skiing, tobogganing, and I thought, oh man, that looks fun. So I mentioned it to my family. It's like, don't you guys want to go do that? It looks fun. Oh, you don't ski or anything. I said, no, but go snowboarding. It's something fun to do. And no, 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 we don't want to do that. So it's like, okay, never mind. And later on, it's like, are we doing anything for the holidays? And I'm like, absolutely not. Okay, be careful pressing this down. This thing will actually start crunching and caving in. But I'm like, that looks so much fun to do. Another sticker, and it's on a tile that I really like to use, and it's this thing. So sticker number 36. So right now I could be out snowboarding and something and do something fun. And thanks to the viewer who mentioned about you put the piece on the bigger plate and you stick the sticker on. You already knew about that. Sometimes I'll just let it slip my mind, but thanks anyways for mentioning that. It's a really good tip for a lot of us out there. So it actually didn't go to waste because I'm mentioning it to everybody else who's watching. So always a good tip there, and I appreciate it. You can start writing down names on who mentions stuff, so I can give credit where credit is due. I don't want to be known as that guy. Ooh, wow, reddish brown. Ooh, gonna have to be careful. I don't want those to start cracking and breaking. Yeah, for my car, I'm gonna have to. Something else is starting to fail or starting to get sluggish, and I need to check it out real quick. And that's the power locks and windows. Everything's starting to get slower. Not the battery. The battery's fully charged, but the problem is that I think I made a mistake here. I need to. I think it goes like that. No? Well, how does it even go together? They don't even really show it. Maybe it goes like this. The grease inside the doors, like the locks and stuff, are starting to get pretty. It's starting. How grease, it starts drying up after a while, and it starts turning into like a glue, like a paste. The oil properties finally have exhausted themselves. I have to take the door panels off, and you got to have a little tool. It looks like this. You go in and pop out the pins. Take the panel off, take the vapor barrier off, and you just go ham in there and relubricate everything. That's not too bad. I just got to go and find the stuff for the doors to make them work again, and we got a little panda face on this. Lego, why can't we just print these? There we go. And this goes in here. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Cool. So then I got to replace the pins in my door hinges to get those working right and all that stuff. So it's all about spending the time to do it, and since I got time off, I can do that. Okay, so this thing goes in here. And I don't know, I think it's just supposed to sit on that stud. So this is actually just layered in here like that. It's just hanging in there, so you could pop this off, but it's just on that right there. So it fits in this little nook right there, right up against this slope brick. So that's how it is. Okay, so now we're filling in all the other spots in here. Let's start another one. So I've been trying to get a lot of this stuff done. Hopefully by the time I get ready to do work full time again, I'll have a good running vehicle. And that's what I'm hoping. Okay. Okay, so we got to put some plates on here. Yeah, so like I said in the previous installment, this set kind of started off kind of slow. I was kind of starting to frown upon it. It's not so bad, it's just it's a little too much in small pieces. It's hard to show it in the book here, but you got to have these things going this way because they're rushing and putting the flames in there. So as long as they're running, the clips are running like that, you're fine. And yes, those are transparent bright green flames. I don't have any of those in that color. I have like blue and orange, but that's it. I think this goes over there. We don't know yet. Yeah, but I can't wait to get to the smaller sets. It's hard to believe that I'm saying that, but get to all the small stuff. The reason being is because like these take a day or two, maybe 3 days to really film and get done because they're just big files and they take longer to edit versus like building a 500 piece set. Those usually I can get done in one sitting. These I can't. I would go nuts if I didn't. So I'm trying to get everything going here and just want to hurry up and get these done. I never thought I'd ever be doing marathons of builds. Last time I did a marathon build was when I was like a little kid. Okay, it's a nice little stove with flames shooting out of it. And a fire extinguisher, so at least they are being a little safe here. And a stick with holder. Alright. They show this thing angled, but I can barely even turn that. Oh, I see why. This clip did not want to line up, so there we go. I'm trying to match the picture pretty close. Yeah, but I've got a bunch of good sets coming in. Not this Monkey Kid stuff, and I can't wait to build those. Okay, it's easy to put the tile on here first, and then I'll find sticker 23. Okay, how does 23 even go on there? Like, which way does it face? Okay. Yeah, first off, it didn't start really with any stickers. Second bag wasn't... The second bag and third bags weren't too bad. And now it's like, you notice we're just almost caking stickers on like crazy. I mean, we're almost... I think we're about halfway done with this sheet, it looks like. We may as well be. We're doing another sticker on this thing next. I don't care about those, but let's see. That's 14. Yeah, spending half the time stickering things up. Also got done with my AFOL homework too, or my land homework. Had to fill out a bunch of reports and had to get those done. So there's a sticker in there. You know, so that's the part that's not free is time. So when they send me a set for review, yes, I get to keep it. But in order to keep it, I have to fulfill my duties. Because every time I do these, technically this is not my set. Okay, until I fully fulfill getting the review done. So like right now, for example, I have, this is like a loaner. This is not mine until I'm done. You know, if it's in my possession, that's not how it's going to work. You know, some of these building ideas would be great for like a pirate ship or something. And we're really just putting the parts on up here. Okay. Then take this. So now we're getting all the big pieces done now. And then this goes here. Well, maybe it goes like that. That's how it's supposed to go. Whoopsie. I don't know how I'm going to survive 8 bags of this. Whoa. Well, that's a critical area there. Okay, at least we got it in one piece. And of course we got to do the dreaded stud launchers here. So, you heard me correctly. Stud launchers. Okay, that's a palisade brick there. Yep, just got to piece it together though. I mean, so I've been just trying to work on my car and, well, learning as I go. I'm going to be learning how to reupholster stuff too. So I'm going to start with simple stuff like a headliner. And I'm going to read up on how to fiberglass a dashboard. Learn how to do that. Because my dash is cracked and I like to be able to preserve it, so I got to read up on how to do it, or else there's flocking. But I'm not going to flock the thing because I don't want to have to vacuum the top. I just want to be able to wipe it down. So that's what I'll be doing here. Now let's put the nice side up. Oh, a transparent red minifigure head. Cool. I think we're using it for some kind of a lamp. Okay. Well, by the time you're watching this, it's already out, but Minecraft 1.19.3 is going to be coming out, which are actually adding like bamboo and stuff to the game, which is pretty cool. You know, these make great roof slopes, roofing tiles. Never thought about using Nexonite shield strictly for that purpose. If you can offset them like this, would look even better. Looks like vintage old slopes, like what you see like on an old Victorian. So it's got a good building technique here. And that's that. And then we got some of these blue-green ones in here too. These things are kind of a turd to pick up if they're right side up. They have to be upside down for me to pick them up. But there we go. Not too bad. And pretty cool. And we are not done yet. We got to flip it over. Stick a couple of these things in here. those go in the tubes? No. Okay, this needs to go here. There we go, just like that. Hard to tell with the picture, but sometimes you just have to really kind of dig in there. And now, stick these on the ends. Alright. And that goes right in this area here. Want to be careful right in this area because I have a feeling that will come apart. And then that just swings down. That's really not a bad idea for a roof. Now they just make these in half sizes would be cool. That's really got a nice good building technique, nice little texture to it too. And then we got to make this here. Oh, we got to put a sticker on that. At least it's not on the box, and that's sticker 42. And I think there's only 42 stickers in this whole set. So there we go. Okay. We got to reverse the polarity, so we're going to use one of these things. I always use these little type of plates for that. The round plate with the little 3.2 shaft, and you can just flip things around. And they just shove this green thing in here, and you just shove that stick right in that little hole, like that, and it just fits diagonal, it looks like. There you go. That's green too. And we're still not done building that yet. Alrighty. Must be the chimney. And we got those new smoke pieces. Why didn't we use that in there, huh? And stick this at the bottom. And it's right here. I guess the chimney moves around too. Okay. And that goes there. Yeah, sorry for a little bit being a little quiet. I'm starting to get tired, but I'd like to keep going on these. Yeah, I'm probably going to be burned out of doing Lego sets for a while. Actually, remember I talked about in the last installment I ordered another set just strictly for the parts. And I got these backwards. And it's something I think people are going to throw a fit over, but I bought it for that purpose. So you know someone's going to say something pretty smart about it. Well, this is like an anvil. That's what that is. Oh, wait a minute. I got it backwards again? Wow. Talking about royally screwing that up. That's how it's supposed to look. You want the tube at the bottom and the stud on the top, and there you go. Okay, we got the swords. They go in here in the barrel. The sword and the knife. And take those nice green tiles and we're going to shoot these out right here. That's what they're doing. And we are not going to put those in there because I don't want to have to pick that up when reviewing. I have an extra one of these, or two of them, so did I skip anything in here? Let's take a look. Have these in the back. Okay, I see where they're missing out. They go right in here. So we will put those in there. Okay. Doesn't really make much of a difference. So other than these two discs here, we have these. That's what we have left for bag 5. And I don't know what bin I threw them in. It doesn't matter at this point. We could put these in there too. Let's see here. Trying to find the right one here, but I don't think it really matters. And yeah, and we're done with that. So there we go. And oh, something's hanging around. Alright, so this goes into here. Well, it's supposed to go in there. Am I doing that wrong or something? Or something being kind of stubborn? Boy, that does not even want to go in. There we go. You have to snap that in there. And so far, it's looking pretty beefy. So that's what we've done so far. That's what Manual 1 will get you. Manual 1 will get you this chunk here with the minifigure and stuff. So this is what you do. Not too bad. Now, let's look here and take a look at manual number 2. So we have 6 through 11 on this manual, but I'm going to try to focus on getting up to here tonight. Okay. So basically now we're starting the second half, because I don't think I can take any more of this theme after a while. So we'll continue on here. Now I'm not sure exactly how much space is on my camera, but I'm hoping there's just enough in here to do it. So we have 6, and here's a better shot of what we're working on right there. So at least it's going to be big stuff, not little stuff. It should go pretty quick. So, well, spoke too soon. We got to do a minifigure. So, yeah, professional sorting trays. Just think all the guys are doing it wrong. They're buying all those $100 mold injected sorting trays. And here I'm buying, well, actually not buying, they're just given to me, or sometimes if I purchase margarine or something. And this goes here. Probably going to have to move the camera, huh? It's hard to really see where the camera's at, you know, when I'm doing this stuff. Alright. Alright, we've got all these big pieces. Let's mine for one of these little slopes. Okay. Let's see, I see a bunch of tiles. We all know what's going to happen to those. They are going to get defaced with stickers. The kids will love that. Just put stickers all over everything. Let's stick things to stuff. Okay, this goes in here. There we go. And we got to get some stepping stones out now. We've got to put the minifigure together. Well, it's like we have to stop and go do that. Let me finish up this section here real quick. Let's pull out the parts. Let's see how simple the minifigure is first. Okay, she's just holding a hammer and stuff, so that's not too bad. We'll find all that stuff when we lighten up the load here. Kind of wish these were holiday sets. Yeah, but the set that they sent me just as a gift, a thank you gift, looks really fun. I want to get into that. And it's something simple. Some of you guys may not like it. But okay, I made a mistake. So it's all these tiles that are gonna kind of kill me here. I don't know what I did with that brick separator. Huh. It was that teal one. Well, guess what? An orange one will do. Not the one that came with it, but boy, I hope I can stay up late to get these up to 8 done. I know 7, of spoiler alert, 7 had a lot of big pieces in the bag. So, don't you roll off. So, of course 6 has also got some big stuff too. Okay, now I got it fixed. Yep, got to find more small stuff again. You know, and I think that, I don't know if they do that on purpose or what. You think they would have these packed in such a way that you're not literally trying to mine for small parts. Got some more of that vomit color. Yeah, when I was a kid though, Lego bricks were just very basic stuff. Now it's like all these custom pieces make things cool to build. I don't know how many of you build along with me, but kind of like to know. Okay, I haven't seen the pants yet. Well, I found the hammer to her. So I'm going to put all the stuff for her right now. And once we find everything, I already put the... So she's got 2 sides. Happy face, angry face. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can get snag up a few more heads like that. Okay, and then just like with the last one, put those slopes in there. At least we're getting big bricks now. Okay, I found the pants to her. And the wig. Looks like a little scene kid or a club kid. She's misfixed it, I guess. There we go, she's got her hammer. Got her done. We could put her over there, get her out of the way. And Still looking for the slope for that area. And there it is. I mean, it's very rare you ever see big bricks in a set, let alone sand green 2x4 bricks. Alright. So we're putting these, I'm sure it joins on the other side of that one. And this one is going to be something that joins to this. Obviously this could be expanded on if you choose to your liking. You could just make more buildings if you want, or it could be you have to buy an expansion set, which I never understood why Lego does that with some of their themes. It's got an expansion set. You actually have to buy more. And I hate worse when, you know, for example, the Mario sets. You know, when they came out with Super Mario, and a lot of us were so excited. And I remember I even got a few of those Mario sets for Christmas. I thought, these are really cool, until I found out, oh, you have to spend $60 to get the expansion set. And my parents bought those for me, and they're like, oh, we didn't know. I'm like, well, I didn't know either. I thought they came with at least a Mario minifigure, because I don't keep up with those type of themes. So I turned my smile upside down, and that was the end of that. I thought, oh, yucky. So I just opened up the thing, did a part review, and that was the end of that. I couldn't really do an in-depth review because I didn't have the smart figures. I couldn't really do anything to review it. And although I have a friend that says, hey, I could loan you mine, but if we lived in the same town, which I wouldn't have mind if I could borrow someone's, but I'm not spending $60 in part money for that. You know. Oops, that doesn't go on the top. I know it sounds kind of me being cheap, but I don't know whose idea it was to have a starter course. And I mean, I know it's a gimmick to make more money on this stuff, but for me, why? I'm a mock builder. I just come up with my own ideas, you know. Okay. Well, in addition to that, it's stud flowers. So we're hiding a bunch of stud flowers in here. Why, I don't know, because those are not going to be seen and not really going to be any structure support. That's what those are for, unless they're just using those for spacers. I don't understand it. Okay, this one's actually got some that slides in here. Well, we're going to hide that beautiful tile in there. Okay, that goes there. We got 3 here. Okay. Making sure we're still recording. May have to empty the camera off. Okay. So we're going to have to build a mirror or something, huh? Well, we'll just take care of that now. It's on the same page, but yeah, I was sorting through some more parts, and I think I may already have my mind made up for the next custom home, and I could just give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. It's going to be a 2-story. Now, what kind of 2-story house? Well, it'll be left up to your imagination, or whoever's watching. So, this must swing open for something. Okay, is this going to be a mirror? always check. It's just a habit now. And yeah, these tracks do fit in those. I think those are rail plates that do fit inside those track pieces. Okay. Oh, these didn't get stickered on them? Like stickered stuff? Oh, wow. Lego, I think you're slipping here. No stickers on a 2x3 flat tile? Oh. Oh, I thought that was a goofy stud launcher. No, it's not. Okay, I need to put that down. Let's see here. So I put that there. And this goes here. Not sure what that's for. We'll find out. We'll find out in a little bit here. Looks like a propane tank or an octane tank. That's what it looks like. Maybe the thing has octane in it. The Lego gas. Lego gas stations have a brand. And gas out here is still $6 to $7 a gallon. People out here still waste it. Okay. So this gets fished into here. Okay. And we have to make a couple of these. Remember I said we got to flip polarity. Stick one of these little things in here and you flip them upside down. Yeah, I'm planning some things to do for summertime. And just seeing what I can do. Kind of like wanting to go out exploring, like look at old ghost towns and stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, it's falling apart because I'm not done with it yet, but it's pretty cool. Oh, they even give you an overhead one-to-one shot. Yeah, I did it right. I didn't mess that up, didn't I? I'm paying attention now. Yep. Yeah, but I kind of got an idea what I want to do for the next house. It's just, well, the sad thing is I got all the parts to build it. I mean, I have everything. I went through inventory, checked all the pieces out. I'm like, oh, I have everything. But I don't have this one thing I don't have. And you probably are going to guess it right, but I'll just tell you anyways. It's time. I thought I could literally get this house done within like maybe 2 or 3 weeks and have a tour. It probably would be done in like January, but well, this is in my way. But I saw that and thought, oh, that's cool. See, they got the arrows here. I need to draw these up for my building guides. I really don't do anything like that, but I need to draw them up. Make a template in Photoshop and do that. And I'm by all means not a Photoshop expert, but you know. In fact, I got to make an appointment for a haircut because this guy I go to is always pretty much booked. It takes like a week or two to get into him. Or he could be a walk-in and hope that you get in. And I kind of want to get in before Christmas. Before all the kiddies get out of school. I'll try to do mine in the morning. Okay. Oh, this has got a lot of little tiles in here. Okay. You know, I can just... There we go. Alright, sand green is always a beautiful color to have. But no, I have an idea for a house, and I thought, oh, I really want to build it. Have all this stuff, right? All these pieces. It's like very rare. Usually I have to order stuff for houses. No, I have everything here. And sadly, I don't have the time. I still got to do that tiny home, so that just gets put on the back burner until I get all the parts. You know, 'cause I'm still short like 3 or 4 pieces to really finish up the build. I think I'm maybe 5 pieces that I'm short. Just finish those up. And once I get those done, be ready to go. Okay, these are backwards. And I don't need to put them that close. Okay, there we go. So I figured all the stuff that I'm ordering now will just be enhancements for it. As a matter of fact, I got a bunch of ideas I'd like to share. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I think I'm just going to, you know, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. But I think it'd be really cool to build these homes and just kind of share them with you guys and gals. And of course, yes, there will be a building guide. But see, all the new stuff though is easy because when I rip it apart, there's a building guide. The old stuff I have to do, I have to literally go back through and check a bunch of reference photos and unpublished footage on how I put it together. Because these are just too big for, you know, practical for, or just not practicable for building tutorials. Okay, and this goes, well, it says it goes here. Okay, let's make sure that still works. Pretty clever, huh? Oh, we're almost done, too. Alright. So yeah, sometimes the good stuff you have to wait for. And of course, with these type of when I build a house, you know what definitely will follow? A bunch of building guides and building tutorials. I mean, literally. So that's why I like doing those type of home builds, because they just tons of stuff. And that goes there. So make sure it opens up still. There we go. And then this is all we have left for bag 7. And my apology, I think I said bag 7, the parts were from bag 6. Here's bag 7, and yes, I'm in a larger container. So what does that tell you? Probably I have, well, bigger parts. So they're going to go on here now. So bag 7 is just more stuff. I'll show you. And that's right there. So we're doing the middle part of this now. And things that are just rolling on the floor. And I don't know where that went. Okay, it's one of these little red studs. Okay, so now let's just get going here. And well, this one's not too bad. We need to use a bunch of these up first, so we'll use those. What, these are not getting defaced with stickers? I could use these for the grocery store then, huh? Yes, I'm still collecting up the parts of that old grocery store. Yeah, but back to the home. It's just going to be a single family home. Something that I've been kind of toying around with what I wanted to build, how I want to build it. And it'd just be kind of cool to just build something, you know, because a lot of you guys and gals like the house tours, and it's just inspiration and stuff, and, you know, in addition with the tutorials. So now when I do tutorials out of those type of houses, usually just building strategies and exercises and stuff. So I usually just kind of focus on those. And okay. Alright, here's something I've used before, is these for ladders. So we need to get 5 of these. We usually use this for attaching shower heads to walls. Well, now we have the appropriate, now they have a 1x2 brick with the one stud in the middle. Now I got an appropriate brick for shower heads. Before I would just use these. So Lego's slowly adding more bricks to the palette, which is cool. And then these here go on this side like that. Alright, and then I don't know how far I'm going to get. I think I'm just going to do bags 5 through 8. Get them done. Another sticker. The thing is, though, is when somebody sends me a Lego set as a gift, I'm always very grateful. Because it's something that I can do and enjoy and think about the person who sent me. Like this stuff, Lego sent me this stuff for review, so it's not really, this is just something they want to advertise. So, and yes, I'm kind of aware that they're using this for advertisement, but we get to keep the goods. And in addition, I can make content and just talk. I could just sit and talk face to face, but I don't know, what good would that be? I'm looking for one more of those. Well, let's get rid of some of the bigger pieces first. Yeah, 1x8 bricks, those are hard to find. Sometimes when we start lightening up the load, you can find the parts faster. Oh, see, I found it now, just by looking for that. And I don't really see it. Oh, I see it where it's at. But this thing's being stubborn. No, I thought I did. Oh. And there was a question asked. I did make a video, why do I do Lego? What got me into it? Basically college. anybody's ever went through college or grad school probably already know, and that's facing the wrong way, that, you know, especially if you're studying a lot, you kind of get thrown into the ringer, you're under stress and all that stuff. So the beauty about Lego is you don't have to worry about, you know, looking at a screen or writing up a term paper. You can just sit here and let your brain just wander and just relax. So you don't have to really think on anything. Yeah, I mean, you got to think putting a set together, but not critical thinking skills. Critical thinking's only good for mocks. Okay, I'll set this off to the side here. We got to build something else. Oh, there's the brick separator right there, hidden under the stickers. Okay. And another one of these frames. Frames are always helpful. I think I used a few of these in my brick-built pumpkin. Great for fabricating bases and stuff. Yeah, they're a little bit on the pricey side, but they're good for making platforms. And I'm still building up the parts to build that pumpkin myself. Really, when you write up your own building guides, you don't ever really have to have the parts in the right color, as long as you know that they exist. And I'm missing one of these, so either it rolled on the floor or I have to get off my buns and go find it. Let's take a look here. I mean, I got millions of these things, but yeah, well, oh, all right, well, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back and I got one. I have a whole drawer of those. And this is one of the bags that I had pulled out for the thumbnails, so yeah. And then this one here goes like this. I mean, there's some bricks that go on this, so I forgot. Yeah, sometimes it's weird how some of these Lego guys, they just get tons of views on their Lego videos, especially for speed builds. And then somebody like myself who walks you through it, provides a guide, you know, and you get very little views. And some of these big popular guys, they don't even give you a parts list, right, with their builds. They don't give you a parts list or anything. And I got a question as to why did I stop doing parts list? Well, that's why. You know, one of the reasons why. That and people asking me, where's the parts list stuff, when it was clearly in the description of my older videos. So I just figured, well, if the popular people are not doing it, why do I need to do it? So I just start selling them. You know? Because after a while, answering that question was getting pretty annoying. In terms of, where'd you get your parts from? It's not like somebody asked me, hey, you know, in one of my builds, Jay, is there any sets that contain this part? And I'll look it up and thinking, oh, I didn't get that from a set. But I get that question in general, where do you get your parts from? And I'm like, oh, you don't need to know that. I mean, it sounds kind of mean, but you know, answering the same questions, it does get annoying. So like stuff like this is where I get my, you know, and I'm just going to say it here because most people won't even bother watching these. But this is where I get all my parts from, is sets like this. About 95% of my inventory is from stuff like this. Stuff that you can purchase in a store. There's nothing special, I'm not hiding anything, I just get stuff from sets. And then I get stuff from Bricklink and Pick-a-Brick and stuff like that. Or even sometimes I'll look like on online marketplaces. Some people are selling a whole lot of Lego, so I'll end up picking those up. Okay, is that a rock wall? The angle of this is kind of funky. Well, this is not even lined up with this, though. We have this here. Well, maybe it is. Maybe I'm just not putting it down correctly. There we go. But yeah, I just, with that question though all the time, where do you get your parts from? Like, I had somebody ask me that literally on one of my haul videos. Well, where do you get your parts from? I'm like, dude, I bought this from Lego Pick-a-Brick. I mean, how much more can I explain that, you know? Where do you get your parts from? Now, this is a valid question that I get asked. Jay, where do I find the pieces for, let's say, not find the pieces. Somebody had asked this question, though. Where do I find the parts pre-packaged? Where do I find these pieces already pre-packaged for this MOC? And I'm like, ooh, I don't sell parts, you know. And I'm being honest with them. Like, I said I don't sell parts. The only thing I sell is the building guides, but I don't ever sell bricks. Okay, thanks. And that's pretty much about it, because they're asking me, where do I buy the parts? Do I have them pre-packaged for MOCs? Sometimes I wish I had access to just unlimited amounts of parts and just manufacture stuff. And I had one viewer wanted to buy parts from me to build something. And I'm like, you're talking a lot of cash there. I said, it's going to be expensive for me to pull up those parts and do it. Okay, thank you anyways, and that was it. I mean, it's true though. I mean, it was just one of those things where I'm not going to be able to provide the parts. Maybe someday, but and I'm just honest with them, like, hey, you're going to need to find those parts yourself. Well, I got that on crooked. Yeah, that'll detract from the value even more, Lego. Gotta print this stuff. Matter of fact, that looks like a schematic piece. It'd been great if that was on a green tile. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I wish I could sell the parts. And no, I'm not selling these parts. These were given to me, and I can't sell them anyways. Okay, well, the sticker sheet is starting to really go down. When I'm spending half the time putting a sticker on one brick, Lego, I mean, come on, you know, this is cheap. When I have to spend more time to put stickers on an overpriced set, it's not fun at all. Some people say I'm a little too blunt. Well, would you want me to lie? I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. So we have a green camera here. And okay, we flip it upside down. This is going to get kind of hairy here. Take a leaf piece, so I guess we're hiding the camera, and you stick it in the middle here. I think that's where that goes. Boy, that's barely hanging on. So it's It is like that, and then well, here's the handle. And then the leaf faces outward like this. So why would the camera be facing up? Wouldn't you want that facing down? I mean, alright, unless it's some kind of laser or something. I don't know what that is. Yay, more stickers! Cool! We were going pretty good, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're going to slow you down, and we're going to make you do one piece at a time. At least I managed to get that one on there right. And it goes here. And there. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Okay. We're working on this side here now. So far, this set is it's starting to pick up pace. But the only thing that now it's turning me off is the really, or not the small pieces. Yeah, that kind of does detract a little bit from it. Not score-wise, more just annoyance-wise. But I noticed the main thing, though, is the stickers. Oh, okay. I was looking for a 1x1 plate. No, it was this thing here. It goes here. You know, they should have had us rotate this. Since I'm having a hard time telling what's going back on this corner. Like here, this is supposed to go here. But you really can't tell. I thought it was just a regular 1x1 plate. Why they put that there, I have no clue. But the thing is, we don't know what they're thinking. When I build my own stuff, I don't even know what I'm thinking half the time. So I have to go back through and revise it. I pretty much got next year's videos or vehicles all planned out. So we'll be doing some fun stuff. So yeah, all you got to do is make, and a lot of people don't get this, even on Patreon, you can make a request for building guides. This goes in here. Not sure what that's for, but it goes in there. Okay. Okay, put a Technic nail there. And 2 little red studs. These are friction. These are friction pins with stud on the end. That's like a stud. Yay, more stickers. Let's see here. 29. This one's critical. I got to make sure that that decoration stuff is at the bottom. Now I don't care about these. I got a bunch of those. But how do you put that on there efficiently? I'm going to flip it upside down. I've been thinking about buying me a silkscreen machine where I can print the graphics directly on these. So take the sticker off and put the cool stuff on there. There you go. Then I would have the real deal. Like here's another sticker. I mean, just from this installment alone, we've cleared off a bunch of these. So I mean, we're literally just creaming off stickers. You know what I mean? We're just scraping stickers off. I'll really be scraping them off when I'm done. There we go. That covers up the nail head. Okay. And we're back over, let me rotate it the way that I can see it here. And then this goes on the top. Still don't know what this thing here is yet. Maybe it's just there to play with. We don't know. I have no clue what that is. So, we don't know, we don't know. Now, we'll know eventually. Alright. Yeah, I really can't wait to get into making my own stuff again. Now, what's stopping me? I don't want to be bogged down with nothing but Lego building where I can't finish anything up, because I'd feel like I'm rushing. So after this, I'll need a vacation from Lego. What am I going to do? Probably work. Be like, okay, I'm done with Lego. Time for a breather. Alright. So far, bag 7 is not too bad. When they're bigger pieces, they go so quick. You know, they go quick. Versus the small stuff, it feels like you're just literally crawling through a build. No, this is we're going through it pretty quick. So obviously up here now, okay, I'm going to get confused if I do that. Let's start here in the middle. And we're going to work our way around. These 2x6 tiles are really cool. Now we got to get some. I'm still looking for 3x4 tiles. Down a couple of these here. Oh, I was hoping my main channel would get 2 million subscribers, as I was going to start releasing building guides and stuff for free, and it didn't quite happen. So next year it'll be 3 million subs. I was hoping it would happen and I could just start giving stuff away, because it'd be more, because it's more of a time investment than anything else in doing building guides. If you ever written up a building guide, they're not really fast. They're time consuming to write up, you know. I thought, well, that tells me I did a lot of work on YouTube. Well, YouTube itself, how they change everything, you have to massively produce shorts videos, which shorts are just kind of just like, why do that? I could just go to Crap Talk and do it there. If I want to watch short videos, that's where I would go. If I'm going to watch something lengthy and more polished up, I'll go to YouTube. I mean, YouTube really is pushing that stuff, and I'm like, why? Okay, it goes like that. Honestly, I don't know what we're building here, but it's just kind of hideous at the moment. I know it's kind of a diamond in a rough, but what do we do? Where does this go? Did I forget something? Oh, I did. And this goes on here. And one of these goes here. Okay, we still got a few things left. Okay. Put that in there. And a couple slopes. And this goes right here. I think this is supposed to be like rock facade. Let's make sure here. Yep. And that's pretty much about it for bag 7. And that's what we have left. Bag 8. And looks like we're building part of this top piece here. And I think that may fit here. No, we're actually building on site. Okay. So thing bad about this tripod is that I have to do that. The old one I had used to have a crank. I've seen some of the professional ones where you can press a button with the remote and you can make the camera pan and tilt and zoom and all this stuff, where this I have to do it all manually. Okay. Here's something you don't really see is sand yellow ladders. I used to remember these for trains, and those were really popular when I was a kid. Mine were mostly black and red. Used to make the fake brick swimming pools. I'd use those as a ladder to get in. Uh-oh. I also had one of these little battery-powered candles they turn on every night. I put one of those in here, and it just turned on. And when it turns on, that tells me it's starting to get pretty late in the evening. So that means I am going to be going to bed. No, not now. I want to get this bag. I don't stop right in the middle of a bag. That's just silly. Why would I stop right in the middle of a bag unless it's an emergency? So right now we're just building this up here, and then we'll stop. Okay, where do these go now again? Okay, hold on. Did I forget something? I'm missing something there, but I want to make sure. Of course, the pages are lovely. They got to stick together. Okay, I did skip one. Don't have a lot of these type of slopes. Alright. Now we put those arches on the top there. And this goes over here, right on that. You're going to get a better view than I will. Okay. I need some of these, but you know what? I need them in tan. Well, I don't have them in tan, so guess what? Ray will have to do. Well, not for this. I need them for tan for another mock. I got so many ideas I want to build, and I can't share them because somebody will snag them. Especially when they use in programs like Stud. Okay. That goes there. And these two arches go here. So we're starting to really... I don't even know. This thing just looks hideous. You know, it just... I don't know. It seems like we're just building the skeleton for something at this point. I don't know what we're building here. It just almost looks like I'm just throwing hodgepodge full of parts on this. I'm not really doing anything, you know. It feels like I'm just kind of throwing things on here and going, oh look, I'm getting done here. Something just popped in my mind, which I do kind of miss though. When I used to work in fast food, you know, those jobs were always fun to do because you didn't have to think out anything, you just do it. The boss would just tell you to do stuff. I was just thinking, we used to have those little Christmas parties, and we would have them. between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't even know if they still do it now. And this restaurant is still in business. And of course, why did I leave? I got fired. I was a young guy back then, didn't really matter much, but I was just thinking about the Christmas parties, and those were fun. I used to have them at my job until COVID hit, and then it kind of defeated the purpose. I'm looking for another one of these type of bowls here, and well, I don't see it up here, and that gray color may be very rare for me on my end. Well, let's start separating colors now. So I got to thinking about that place, thinking, oh, I wonder what would happen if I still was working there. I probably wouldn't. But it was probably all the same, though, when I got fired there just because me and another employee got into it. And you've heard that old saying, seniority rules, you know, and that was pretty much how it was. And when this lady was kind of glad that I was gone, you know, not my boss. I liked my old boss, and that's when I got into the position that I'm at now, well, owning a business. Well, there it is. Took a while to find it. And when they let me go and said no, it was like, at that time I was already working on a project. And this is probably in the early 2000s. I was working on a chat room app. And I remember 3 weeks before this saga happened, I was kind of excited because I was writing up a script thinking, how can I retrieve video? You know, how can you retrieve video from something? So I ended up figuring out how to pull up the codecs from a webcam. Now back then webcams were really laggy and stuff, but I remember I could actually go into this chat room, click a button, and start my video and stream instantly. Instantly was probably like 2 minutes. There's a 2-minute delay. Impractical, but it was a good idea at the time, you know. And it was just something like, oh, I don't know if anybody would use this. It just doesn't work very well. And I still remember one of my colleagues was like, you know, that could be used for something, you know. He was interested in buying it, and I said, I don't know. I said, who's going to buy that? Oh, no, they want a sticker on this. So, back to the story, though. I said, I don't know. So then I went back to my crappy fast food job. It was fun, but also just, it was what it was. And I remembered after that whole ordeal, the shift leader told me to go home. Okay, I need to cool down. She contacted me later on and said, hey, you can't come back until you talk to, let's call her Jane Doe, okay? You can't come back until you talk to Jane about this because she really wants to talk to you. Okay, so they had me blacklisted off the schedule. I remember this because of one of the co-workers, you know, called me and says, they got you blacklisted. Because I've never seen that before. They have you on the schedule, but you're not allowed to do anything. So I remember, okay, I scheduled an appointment with my boss, and went down there, and she already had it all planned, already had my final paycheck, and says, well, you walked off the job. And I said, no, I didn't. She goes, yes, you did, so basically you quit. I said, well, I refuse to quit. You're going to have to fire me. I said, I've come back in the next day I'm on that schedule. So I can't. She goes, you're not allowed to be here. You quit. I said, nope. I said, you're going to have to fire me. Or you'll have to give me 2 weeks. So she fired me. And she was like, well, you're going to have a hard time getting unemployment. And when she did that, I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I already have another job set up. And I said, trust me, it's a lot better than this one. I said, it was just a matter of time. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, oh, you'll find out eventually. So I think it was probably about 6 months later, she contacted me, asked me if I'd like to have my position back flipping burgers. And I said, I'll come back under a few conditions. I said, number one, is that employee still working there? Yep. Okay, then I don't want to work with her. Second condition is, you say you have competitive wages? Oh, yes. I said, well, that's like, this is what my current job is paying right now. All right, can you top that off? And she's like, no. This type of job doesn't pay that. I said, exactly. I don't think so. I said, I'm not going to be coming back there. I said, unless you're willing to fulfill those duties, I'm not. And that was it. And it was a major fast food chain too, so that tells you something. And that was the end of that. And I know jobs are dime a dozen. I was a young man back then, but now it's like, what are we making, a bead counter or a slide rule or something? That's what this looks like. So I thought, never again. I will never work at a job like that. And nor when I ever go into those places, I never harass anybody who works at those, because those kids go through enough as it is. So that was the end of that, and I thought, never again. At that time, I was working on that piece of software, and I was already had another career signed up. So it was a matter of time. I was going to give them my notice at the end of the year, and I think I got booted out of that place around November. It does like one of those bead counters you'd see back in elementary school. Like you'd count like okay, I got this plus this plus this. It was like 6. Pretty cool. So that was pretty much that. And I swore if I ever became a boss or an owner, I would never do that, and I have never done that. But I kind of miss working at those fast food places like that, because things were fun. Now it's like when you get a big boy job, everything now is just strictly business. That's what it is. It's not like you can just chill out and do that stuff. Okay, so this goes, I believe, here. Yeah, that's just kind of an odd little setup there. But the whole moral of that is, though, everybody's, jobs are expendable. I remember this one guy, people would harass him at work, and one time she told him, of course he texted me over and he goes, she looks at him and says, you're not text, but call or whatever, but he was telling me the story and goes, you're expendable. I can get rid of you anytime. I got rid of a really nice hard worker just like that. What makes you think I'm going to keep you around? And after the whole thing with me and this other employee, people started leaving the place. They just couldn't take it anymore. So, and that's just how it is. And seniority rules, I guess. Those type of jobs. At that time, it was like $5 an hour. Maybe, no, it was $4.75 an hour. Yeah, those were the days, but nah, I'm glad I don't do those type of jobs anymore. I mean, nothing wrong with those type of jobs, like working in fast food. It's all about work experience and stuff. I always tell people, I said, you want to get a good career job, start with the nastiest place like fast food. I said, if you can survive fast food for 1 year, you could work anywhere, you could even run a business. Because if you can deal with the general public and deal with that nonsense. But this one place I was working, I was there for like a year and a half. So it didn't bother me too much. Okay. This just sits here. Well, hold on. Let me take a look here. It just doesn't fit on unless I'm doing it wrong. No, but it's like this. Oh, okay, so it's going in there and then the hole. Let's use some geometry for that. But, I still remember those type of jobs were fun. And now it's like, that's all I do now is just crunch numbers and stuff. Yeah. But but I still remember those Christmas parties. And those were really cool. Well, obviously we got Europe facing us. That's where Denmark is at. And we got the cup. We got the teacup sitting on the ground. So that's supposed to look like a scroll. Excuse me. Matter of fact, come to think of it though, about getting booted from that job, that was right after I got my bachelor's. No, I got my bachelor's before I got booted. I remember I was in there one time and I told this lady, she wanted me to work overtime. I said, no, I got to get home and study. I said, I'm trying to get my college degree. Oh, nobody cares about college degrees in this type of job. This is where it's at. Well, I'm glad I didn't listen to her because that was not where it was at. Okay. Not sure what this thing does here. Huh. Maybe it's a support or something. But I thought, every time I think about that though, I remember I was a pretty well-liked employee there. Except for a few employees, they hated me because I was climbing up the ladder too fast for them. Of course, you want to get rid of your competition, you'd find ways to get rid of them quick too. So now when stuff like that happens at my job, we do an investigation to prevent that from happening. But of course, major chain restaurants, they don't care. Some people say they care about their employees. No, they don't. You're just another person to them. Okay, we got a teapot just sitting up here. Is the genie going to come out of the teapot? Oh. Yeah, I got a bunch of cool sets I want to build too, just to kind of share. Okay. So anyways, though, I do miss the Christmas parties and stuff, and with COVID, and now Christmas parties, with after the whole COVID thing, a lot of people are worried about their health, which they should be, but it's just nobody likes showing up to those anymore. Some are like, I work with these people all day, why would I go? And I'm like, yeah, it's just something for fun, to kind of chill out. That's what those type of parties are for. And don't stick that in all the way when you put that in there. That kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, I see. So this guy goes in here like this. Okay. Then you're going to have to shove that pin through there. And I think the reason why they're doing it like this, which I'm having a hard time getting that in there, that just does not want to go in. Well, let's put it this way so you can see it too, like it's literally buckling up here. There we go. You got to really force that in. So this is probably just something here to keep this really sturdy. So this ain't going to go anywhere. So this is all interlocked. In fact, they got a step just strictly talking about that with the red arrow right there. So we're already over halfway done with this manual. It's tempting to finish it all up tonight, but I don't need that. What am I doing? But yeah, every time I think about that place, would I still be working there? Obviously not, because I was already, at that time, I was already being scouted out by other businesses and stuff at that time. Especially in my area, computer programmers were kind of, they were hard to find. Okay, we're missing something there. Oh, we got to put a palisade right there. Why didn't you guys and gals tell me about that? Anything else I'm forgetting there? So we got to go around that. Okay, now we need this. So yeah, I mean, that place was fun to work at. I'm not going to mention the restaurant though, but I know some of the kids that I talk to, or teenagers or something like that, they're trying to look for office jobs, and I'm like, really think about that for a second. You're young, you don't have at least a bachelor's degree or at least 5 years of management experience. You're going to have a hard time finding a job. I've had some that come in and say, hey, I'm looking for a programming job. Okay, can you show me your resume? They show me their resume, and they have no work experience whatsoever, and they have a, they're still in high school. I've had some that have got GEDs or something, and I'm like, I can't accept this. And they're like, why? I know how to do it off, like I could do it, you know, self-taught. I tip my hat if anybody can self-teach themselves. Like I've self-taught myself a lot of stuff, but it's just the way it is now. Oh, and this is the brick I was talking about for the shower head. So you just attach that right in there. So yeah. So that was my first job I've ever had. So guys and gals, if you're watching this and you're doing that type of job and that's your first job and you're doing it right, you're not gonna get the big boy stuff first. That takes a while to get that. You have to work your way up for those type of jobs. Because at my place, we won't even look at you unless you have at least a bachelor's degree. And you want to go into the research department, you're going to have a master's minimum, PhD preferably. You know, because we need somebody that does research. And we do have a professor that does work with us from time to time. He also teaches courses at our university. So he just does consulting work with us. Alright. Oh, it goes here. Alright, you can tell I'm starting to slow down. Well, we're really going to slow down. We got a double feature. We got stickers. And yeah, I'm going to have to cake more stuff. I mean, I'll have to peel those off later on. And that is 24. Well, I don't know what the last parts of the build are, but my goodness. got a bed that's calling me right now. And then what am I doing? Stickering things up. Yeah, we're using this to hide things. This one here. And that's number 40. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter which way because we can always take it off and rotate the brick. And now I'm going to have to fight the sticker now. Okay. Well, that's the best I can get it on there. And then yeah, that's how it goes on there like that. Well, there's not a lot of stickers left, so well, I see more coming up too. Yeah, we're not even done. We're building up. Oh, you can't even see what I've been working on. I noticed that. So right here, I'm working way up here now. I wasn't even noticing. I wasn't even paying attention. My apologies, but oh, speaking of working in that fast food joint, there was this old couple that used to come in there. Man, they were cranky. About probably like my parents' age now. Every time I'd take their order, they were just kind of like looking down on me and stuff. I mean, literally just cranky as heck, you know. I mean, my goodness, I hope I never get like that, but where's my soda? Where's this? Where's that? And sometimes I'm just like, where do you think it is? You know? Like, where's my hamburger? Where do you think it's at? We're still making it. And sometimes I'm like, I want to say that, but I don't want to get in trouble for it. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to have to rotate that. So that's got to be flipped around. Well, that don't make sense. Alright, hold on. I'm going to have to back up here on some stuff. Alright. So, yeah, let me take all that off. Let's reset. The shower head piece went over here. Okay, now we're done. See, I'm here just being a chatty Cathy tonight now. It's quiet now, I'm chatty. But this couple was just something else. And there was also another couple that had come in too. They come always in the holidays, and they had 5 kids. So you can just imagine the story now I'm going to tell you. And they had these little like toddlers, or they used our high chairs. I don't know what it is with this couple, but they must not have taught their kids well, because after they left there was food strung all over the place, thrown on the ceilings, and their high chair was just all caked with food debris. And I got wrote up one time, and my boss was right there. I wouldn't even notice she was there, and they came and placed their order and stuff, and they asked me if there's anything else. I asked them if there's anything else, and they said, no, I think we're good with the order. I said, oh, and by the way, make sure you keep the dining room clean this time. I'm tired of cleaning up after you. I didn't know she was there, and she wrote me up. And of course, she's like, how dare you do that? You know, they're customers. We're here to serve them. I said, yeah, but I'm not here to clean up after them either. Somebody makes a spill by accident is one thing, but their kids... So after they were done, there was a mess twice as much, and I was ready to go home. And this is during the holidays. I wanted to go home and spend time with my family. No, I was stuck there another 40 minutes cleaning up this mess. My boss was like, well, since you're going to have to clean that up. I said, I want to go home. Well, this is your job. You got to do this first. I had to go and clean up their mess, and I was just like, what do I get for it? I'll give you a free dinner. Okay. So I ordered the family a whole freaking dinner. I was like, because I think this is like a day or two before Thanksgiving. I was like, oh no. So I ended up ordering a couple of burgers. I was ordering like shakes and stuff. I was like, oh no, we're not going to get off of that easily. It was like maybe, at that time, maybe a $15, $20 order, you know. Like, you're going to pay for this. So I did that, and I thought, no way. But these people left that dining room a mess, and I swore if I had kids, they would not do that at all. Sometimes it's so tempting to do a "Where Are They Now" video. I was just like, oh man, that was a mess. I was ready to go home and spend time with my family. No, I had to clean up that nonsense for 45 minutes. That was not fun. I think the Carrot Top's going to go in next because this is kind of fragile. But yeah, those type of jobs were just kind of something else. Clean up your mess, you know. I don't want to spend all holiday cleaning up after you, and I had to do it anyways. Well, I'll give you something since you cleaned up their mess. Yeah, I'll buy you dinner. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people order 2 milkshakes, 3 sodas, and a whole bunch of burgers with 2 sides of fries, but I was starving. Took that food home and put it in my car, drove home, and I brought home family dinner for the night. You know? And that's pretty much what I did. And the tree piece goes up there. Oh, see, here's that piece now. We found it. Okay. So we do have some trinkets left and stuff like that. We're about 60% done with this manual, so that's what we did tonight. And that's left for bag 8. So all we got left is bags 9, 10, and 11 so far. Basically, this bag here just had just whatever it is. Let me push this back here and you could see it a bit more here. I'm already all the way zoomed out. Yeah, it's pretty tall, about 12 inches. Little slide rule in the back and stuff. So I hope everybody enjoys my stories in these too. You know, it's better than just sitting here talking about Lego for a full hour and a half, 2 hours. So bags 9, 10, and 11, we're going to have to do something around the front here. Looks like foliage, and I'm too tired to deal with that. And let's see here. So this is going to be the wrap-up segment here for this. So when I index the video, we'll know. And yeah, pretty much that's all I can recall from my first time working. When first time I got a job, I was really nervous. I was afraid I'd mess up. So we got to do that guy there for 10. So I know there's a few. I'm trying to remember. I remember her name. It was Janet. It was an RN. Man, I can't imagine her. I think it was Janet, or maybe it was, said that she was an RN or a retired registered nurse. Oh my goodness. I think that would be the worst job of them all, especially when the doctor just does all the work. Or not does all the work. Nurses do all the work. The doctor just calls the nurse in there to do, just cleans up everything, and then the doctor comes in and goes, oh, you're sick here, here, and here, or do something. Okay, sew them up, you know. I don't know, but I know nurses work way too much more than doctors do. And I couldn't handle that type of job. You know, we got 6 stickers left. Best way to do is by putting it up against the light. Look at that. Not a lot left. So yeah, RNs they have a really tough job, and I tip my hat off for their services. Because if it wasn't enough for them, those doctors would be lost. I couldn't handle the medical field. So yeah, so far it's a good build. Starts off slow, lots of little pieces, but so far we're getting to where this looks very fun and colorful. And I think this goes here. Okay. Not sure how that would connect there, because you got these in the way. Or maybe it goes like this. That would make more sense. You know, it would join down at the bottom down there. So, I don't know. So, that's pretty much about it for story time, but hey, you know what? We're getting more of these sets done. I can't wait to build my new house. So I hope everyone enjoys this installment. We got one more left to do, and we'll see you then.